Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा dear devotees, thank you for joining this. Thank you for joining this session. So, in fact, I have been, I wanted to glorify Sripad Madhavendra Puri, Srila Madhavendra Puri Pad. So, but there is a thing, not like buy one get one free like that. When I approached Kalanidhi Prabhu, he asked me to speak about other acharyas as well, but I'm not sure how much I can cover within the given time. First one will speak some particular pastimes of Madhavendra Puripad, and then we'll move on to Parameshwari Das Thakur. Actually, today is the appearance day of Srila Madhavendra Puri, and then the disappearance of Sri Parameshwari Das Thakur, and again the appearance of Srila Srinivasa Acharya, and today is also the very auspicious day, the appearance of Radha Raman Devji in Vrindavan. So I'll try to cover a little bit of all the acharyas and the deities. Hare Krishna. So I've been troubled with my my own anarthas and like the Kama, Krodha, Mada, Mohan, Matsarya. So I'm begging the mercy of all the Vaishnavas assembled here, and I'm trying to glorify the Acharya so that I can get purified and advance. Hare Krishna. There is one particular part of Madhavendra Puri. Am I audible, Prabhu? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So there is a particular pastime wherein Nityananda Prabhu met Madhavendra Puri. Is the language okay or any translation needed? Very good. Okay. So Nityananda Prabhu, he met Madhavendra Puri in the western part of India. So there, when we see the devotees, our bliss actually increases, supposed to increase. Whenever we see any devotees, is supposed to be feel blissful. So in this particular pastime, when Nityananda Prabhu he met Srila Madhavendra Puri Pad, was actually fainted. Yes, he even mentioned that today I have received the fruit of all my travels to the holy places. In seeing the feet of Madhavendra Puri, I have received the treasure of love of God, and thus my life has become blessed. So our very source of the energy or the poshak, what you call the life is the devotees and their mercy. So here, when Nityananda Prabhu experienced the bliss, and again Madhavendra Puri also fainted. So the both of them they exhibited their loving sentiments. Their voice choked up. When Madhavendra Puri trying to say something, he was not able to tell. Okay. And then actually they met. They both of them they met in the western part of India. So when Nityananda Prabhu saw, he began to cry, and then Madhavan and both of them they fainted and fell down, and then after some time they came back to their consciousness. The devotees, those who are surrounded with them, those devotees who understand these devotional sentiments, they continuously started doing kirtan. But still, there are some people who are not very advanced, so they were not able to appreciate. So in front of them, they don't know. Again, after some time, they moved back to a different place because in front of the others who cannot appreciate, these devotees, they don't want to be there. So after some time, they went to a different place. And and then Madhavendra Puri, he embraced Nityananda Prabhu. So and then the Harikatha starts, and then all the devotees, they chanted, and the things were. It's like when devotees meet, we say no that Matchitta Matkata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam. They discuss about the wonderful pastimes of the Lord. In this way, the pastimes went on, and there were many devotees among them, like mainly the Ishwara Puripad, Brahmananda Puri, and she other disciples of Puripad, they were there. Actually, this when the devotees meet each other, they were very blissful. At the same time, when they depart again, they feel very the separation. Our movement is based on the Vipralamba Rasa. There is a beautiful song Loknath Maharaj used to sing, Soruniya Gopinath Krishna Mature Se Gela. So there he was telling that when the Lord embraces his devotees, there is nothing much to aspire for, or there is nothing much to ask for. That is the ultimate, I would say. So like that, and then they separated, and they've gone back to their place. Madhavendra Puri, he went towards north, whereas Nityananda Prabhu, he went towards the Setu Bandhana. In this way, they both departed. And there is again a very famous pastime that all of us know, the Kshirashore Gopinath pastime. In this pastimes also, there are many things to learn. And Madhavendra Puri visited the Remuna temple, Shirashore Gopinath, they were offering that Amrita Keli. He was very curious to know how to prepare that, and he has got the uh, he is basically he was following a principle called Ayachaka Vrutti. That means he will not ask for anything. Ketu vaangi savadamantaru. And he was thinking that if someone, without me asking, if somebody could give, I can taste it so that I can prepare the same kheer for my Gopal in Vrindavan. The moment he thought, he felt ashamed because he thought that he committed a mistake. Uh, the thing is, when there was offering going on in the temple or even at her home, we are not supposed to taste the prasadam. So Madhavendra Puri felt very bad, and he thought he has made a big offense. Then he immediately left the place. But the Lord is very merciful. He is called Bhaktavatsala. He can do anything for his devotee. So he has stolen one full pot of sweet rice for his devotee Madhavendra Puri. So when the pujari, after completing the puja andal, when he went to take a rest, the Kshirashwar Gopinath deity appeared in the dream of the pujari, and he said, "There is one devotee of me who is there in the marketplace. I have kept one sweet rice for him. You please take it and give it to him." That pujari argued with Gopinath that I have cleaned everything. There is nothing in the altar. Then Gopinath ji said, "No, no, I have kept one behind me. There is the behind the screen." Then immediately the pujari got up and he went into the altar, and he saw there is one full pot of sweet rice kept for Madhavendra Puripad. So the pujari was overwhelmed. How come the Lord has stolen for his devotee? So he took the key part, and he just went around the marketplace calling out to the name, who is Madhavendra Puri, Madhavendra Puri. Then Madhavendra Puri appeared there, and he said, "I am Madhavendra Puri." Then the pujari gave the sweet rice, and he told what happened, the dream and everything. Then Madhavendra Puri was feeling a high level of ecstasy, and he was so overwhelmed with love of God that he not only took the key and he just broke the pots into pieces and kept it, tied in the cloth. And every day he'll take one piece of that, and thinking the love of Gopinath, the Lord has stolen this for him. But one more thing here is he doesn't want to stay back again in Remuna, because if people come to know, then they started they started coming and meeting him, taking a darshan like that, because he was not interested in Pratisthasha. So when I come to the topic Pratisthasha, there are three things that in our spiritual life everybody should be very careful about: the Kanchana, Kamini, and Pratisthasha. Pratisthasha is very difficult because once we get the position, it is very difficult to give out the position. But Madhavendra Puri was not at all interested in Pratisthasha. He just he silently left the place Ramuna, and then he went back. He went to he was on his way to Jagannath Puri to collect the sandalwood of for Gopalji in Vrindavan. Again, there was a beautiful pastime that happened in Vrindavan. If I go into detail, then I'll not be able to complete the class. So with this, we'll move on to the next one. The final pastimes of Madhavendra Puri, he was chanting one particular sloka. It's there in Madhya Leela, chapter 4, text number 197. This Ai Dhina Dhayartanath He Madhura Nath Kadavalokshyase Hridayam Tvad Aloka Kataram Dhaita Brahmyati Kim Karomyaham. This is actually the mood of Radharani. She was feeling separation of Krishna. So she is calling Krishna as Mathuranath. Oh my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of me not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. Oh most beloved one, what shall I do now? So in the purport, Prabhupada gives more details about the mood of Madhavendra Puri. So he has mentioned that beginning from the Madhvacharya down to the spiritual master of Madhavendra Puri, the Acharya named Lakshmipati, he is the spiritual master of Madhavendra Puri. And there was no realization of devotional service and conjugal love before Madhavendra Puri path. Sri Madhavendra Puri only introduced the conjugal love for the first time. That is, he has given the Madhurya Prema. So it was not there in the Madhvacharya Sampradaya before that. And the same Madhurya Prema, the conjugal love, was revealed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he toured South India and met the Tattvavadis who supposedly belonged to the Mayavadi Sampradaya. And I speak about this conjugal love, and then again there is one more separation pastime which appeared in Navadip Dham Mahatmaya. In that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote, when it comes to this Modadrumadvip, where the pastimes of Lord Rama and Sita took place there, Lord Rama says that my devotees aspire for sammoha, they want to be with me, with my union, but I very mercifully give them Vipralamba. So this is what the Lord also recommends. So when we serve the Lord in separation, that is in fact considered to be more bliss than serving in union. So with this, I think we can close about. We can touch upon few things about Madhavendra Puripad. Then we can move on to next one. This is actually Parameshwari Das Thakur. Shri Parameshwari Das Thakur is one of the Dvadasa Gopalas of the associates of Nityananda Prabhu. Parameshwari Das Thakur, he appeared in a family of physician. His Sripad is called Atapur. So here in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, Shri Krishnadasa Kaviraja Goswami has written that Parameshwari Das Thakur said to be the fifth Gopala of Krishna Lila, completely surrendered to the lotus feet of Nityananda. Anyone who remembers him, the Parameshwari Das Thakur, will get love of Krishna very easily. So he was a part of the Keturi festival when Janama Mata attended the festival. Parameshwara accompanied her and went to Vrindavana with her. And he installed the Radha Gopinath deity at Atapur in accordance with the desire of Sri Janava Devi, who was personally present during the installation ceremony. And there is one beautiful pastime related to Parameshwari Das Thakur. There is one day near a place called Rampur at Akna Mahesh, that is the Shripad of Kamalakara people. Kamalakara people again is one of the the Dvadasa Gopalas of Nityananda Prabhu, the associates of Nityananda Prabhu. There was a festival of Nama Sankirtan going on within the temple of Lord Jagannath. So Parameshwari Das Thakur was present and was dancing and completely intoxicated with Krishna Prema. At that time, some miscreants they passed there and see they saw a dead fox lying on the road. So they just picked up and threw it in the midst of the Sankirtan party. So the highly exalted Vaishnavas present did not feel any anger towards those ignorant fools, but Parameshwar Das Thakur, he felt very sad to see the unfortunate dead fox. So he, by his merciful glance, he brought it back to life. He brought that fox back to life, and that fox danced in the Kirtan hall. And this was totally bewildered the miscreants, and they immediately left that place. And then Parameshwar Das Thakur, he accompanied the deity of Radharani, that she Janava Devi sent to Vrindavana for Shri Govinda. He was the very dear servant of Janava Mata, and his disappearance took place on the full moon of the day here today, the Vaishak month. On that day, there is a thing called Kunti that he used in the Sankirtana placed next to his Samadhi. This is nothing but a kind of a symbol carried on a staff proceeding with the Kirtan partly. It's supposed to be its history back dates. It says that from the time of Kazi, Ghasi gave his promise that no one would ever disturb the Sankirtana parties again. This was an emblem of Kazi, and its presence in front of the Sankirtan party indicated that the party was sanctioned by Kasi, and thus no one should disturb the Sankirtana party. And on this day, and on the disappearance day of Parameshwari Das Thakur, they decorate that stuff, that kunti with the eyes, tilak, flower garlands, and cloths. They worship him as a manifestation of Mahaprabhu himself. So with this, we are concluding the pastime of Parameshwar Das Thakur. Then we'll move on to Sri Radha Raman Devji. Very fond of this. Many devotees are very fond of these deities. So Swayambhu Vigraha. We'll try to hear some of the pastimes. Of course, Gopal Bhattir Pranadana He, Shri Radha Ramana, Radha Ramana Adhe. So the Radha Ramana deity is the very life of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Gopal Bhatta Goswami is basically from the Sri Vaishnava South India, and by the order of Mahaprabhu at the age of 30, Gopal Bhatta Goswami came to Vrindavan, and then he met Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami there upon his arrival, and they were taking care of him with great care and affection as their own brother. And then, however, he was Gopal Bhatta Goswami was very sad that Mahaprabhu left the planet. Of course, not before that. There's a pastime. Mahaprabhu personally sent his own wooden sitting plank. It's a kind of wooden piece of sitting that they use for sitting. So that one, and then his chadar, upper garments. He sent these two to Gopala Bhatta Goswami. When Gopala Bhatta Goswami received this, he was in ecstasy, and he worshipped this as a prasadam of Mahaprabhu. He would sit on that wooden plank and then do his worship. So he is also like Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. There was no permanent place for him. He was traveling from one forest groves to another, and he spent lots of his time studying the scriptures and composing various literatures. So after the disappearance of, after Mahaprabhu left his Prakata Leela, Gopal Bhatta Goswami felt intense separation from the Lord, because when he was a small 11-year-old boy, he used to take his remnants and he spent lots of time with those 4 Chaturmasya time with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Srirangam. So he was feeling intense separation. So then to relieve his like separation, the Lord appeared in the dream of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and he said that if you want my darshan, then you make a trip to Nepal. So then Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he went to Nepal, and when he was having a dip in Gandaki river, so he dipped his water pot, and there were nearly 12 shaligrams. I mean, it was there in the pot, and again he just put it back in the water, and again when he refilled, again he got the same 12 shaligram shilas. Then he thought, okay, I think this must be Lord's mercy. So then let me take those shaligram shilas and go to Vrindavan. So he came back to Vrindavan. He started worshipping those shaligram shila. That time there was one wealthy man called Seth. He came to Vrindavan and he offered a variety of clothing and ornaments to Gopala Bhatta Goswami and asked him to offer it to Shaligram. So this is again this kind of one more pastime happened when Sanatana Goswami also received a salt merchant, and then who built the temple for Radha Madan Mohan. So like that here, this person he gave lots of ornaments, clothing and all. So, and then Gopal Bhatta Goswami is thinking that what should I do with this? Because all my shaligrams are round shape, all 12 shaligrams, how can I dress them? So he was very much thinking on contemplating on that and how to about it. And actually, that day was Nrsimha Chaturdasi. So then Gopal Bhatta Goswami was absorbed in remembering the half man and half lion form of the Supreme Lord that manifested from the pillar in the palace of Hiranyakashipu. So then Sripad Gopal Bhatta Goswami he prayed and lamented to the Lord, "Oh my Lord, you are very merciful and you always full of always fulfill the desires of your devotee. So in that case, I also want to serve you with the form, having a leg and then arms, with the blissful shining face and the wondrous eyes. So if I had any deities, probably I could use all these wonderful cloths and ornaments." Mhm. So that time, that evening, he offered Yoga Arati to the Shaligram, and then he went to take rest, and he put all the Shaligrams in a basket. So that late night, he took rest, and the early morning, when after taking bath in the Yamuna, he came back and he wanted to start the worship of the deities. Then he just opened the box, and there were only 11 shaligram, but there was one more beautiful deity. The deity was manifested from that particular Damodar Shila. So it is threefold bending beautiful form, Tribhanga Krishna. So upon seeing the form of the Lord, Gopal Bhatta Goswami floated in ecstasy. And then he offered lots of Dandavat pranams, and he started reciting wonderful prayers and all. So that wonderful event, the appearance of the Radharamana deity, it happened on the same day, the next day of Nrsimha Chaturdasi. So here, for the sake of the devotee, the Lord appeared. Lord came out from a stone. He manifested his wonderful form, just like in the case of Gadadhar Pandit. For the sake of the devotee, the standing Lord, he sat down for Gopal Bhatta, or for Gadadhar Pandit to worship him comfortably. So like that, the Lord always fulfill the desires of his devotees, and he can change into any form. Just like we saw in the case of Madhavendra Puri, the Lord has taken uh, what do you call it? Shira Shora Gopinath. That means he has become a thief. So the Lord can be of, can take any form or any name for the sake of his devotees. So after this particular deity Radha Ramanji, when he appeared, that day they offered him some 500 liters of milk, and then very varieties of sweets and other things. So upon hearing the news that Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and many others, they just running there, and they wanted to look at the beautiful form of the Lord. And there are two deities. One is this Radharaman deities, and the Devi. They both didn't leave Vrindavan, and there was a problem with the Muslims. So all other deities, they were taken to different places like Rajasthan, Jaipur, and other places. But this Radharaman deity, he stayed back in Vrindavan, and he is still there. And this particular temple is very famous, and the worship is the standard of worship is very, very high. So he's a wonderful deity. Then here he is called Radha Ramana. Although there was no deity of Radhika, deity of Radha, the Pujari um, used to worship they kept one separate seat for Radharani there. There was no, although there was no physical deity, so that's why they call Radharamanji, and they worship the Radharamanji together. So there were many wonderful festivals and pastimes that's happening, and this Lord appeared in the peak summer, and generally it will be like 40-degree centigrade in Vrindavan. So the temple is, I mean, arranged in such a way that there is a cooling water, cooling, I mean, flowing on all the devotees there. So that arrangements have been made. Yeah. So it is a wonderful deity. So I think with that we can conclude this, and we'll move on to Srinivas Acharya. Srinivas Acharya is actually the second generation devotees after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is considered to be the incarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstasy. You know, is one of the most important personality in the history of Bengal. Actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he empowered Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami to write various literatures. Whereas in the case of Srinivasacharya, he is the one who distributed those literature. So he is the pioneer book distributor, we can say. And he participated in the Keturi Gaur Purnima festival as well. So we'll just go one by one, we'll try to cover as much we can. His parents, Srinivasacharya's parents, they were Brahmanas. They are called Gangadhar Bhattacharya, and his wife is Lakshmi Priya. They lived in a small village called Chakandi, means the bank of the Ganges in Burdwan district in Bengal. So this Gadadhar Bhattacharya is a very dear devotee of Lord Chaitanya. He is I mean he is very dedicated devotee, and he, because of his devotion, later he was known as Chaitanya Das. Gadadhar Pandit is the father of Srinivasacharya. So later they moved to Puri. When Mahaprabhu was there in Puri, Chaitanya Das and his wife, they moved to Jagannath Puri. They've gone to take darshan of Lord Chaitanya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked them to visit the temple and take darshan. So, and he sent Govinda along with the parents of Srinivas Acharya. So Govinda accompanied them, and they went to the temple of Lord Jagannath. They offered prayers. So this Brahmana couple, they were very happy, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu provided them good accommodation, and he arranged there for his stay and everything. They were happy spending some time in Jagannath Puri along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Govinda, saying that I know the purpose they for what they've come here. They are actually they are in need of a child. So, mm, so they okay. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood the mood of the parents of Srinivas Acharya, and then he blessed them, and he mentioned that soon they will get a beautiful boy child, and he'll be named Shivas. I mean Srinivas, and he will be distributing the Bhakti Shastras. Like that, he got the parents got the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then they gone back to their village Chakandi, and then after some time, they gave the Lakshmi Priya gave birth to Srinivas, and again this auspicious day he has taken his appearance, and the father of Lakshmi Priya, Balram Vipra, he is a great astrologer, and he told the couple that their son is actually he'll be a Mahapurusha, is a divine empowered soul, and his bodily features are similar to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like long, the broad, the chest are broad, the arms are long and elegant, nose with the beautiful eyes. So the parents were very happy to bring up their child. Initially, Srinivas Acharya, he has taken shelter of Narahari Sarkar, who is again a very dear, intimate associate of Lord Chaitanya. So Narahari Sarkar, he imparted so much of knowledge to Srinivas Acharya, and he asked Srinivas Acharya to go to Jagannath Puri. That time he was a very small boy, hardly some 15, 11 or 15 years old. So meantime, Srinivas, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was preparing his associates for Srinivas' arrival. So he has already written a letter to Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and Gopala Bhatta Goswami and requesting them to teach Srinivas Acharya. He asked Gadar Pandit also in Jagannath Puri to teach Srimad Bhagavatam to Srinivas Acharya. So Narahari Sarkar, he advised Srinivas Acharya to see his mother. By the time Srinivas Acharya's father he left his body, so Srinivas Acharya was taking care of his mother. Although he was a small boy, he wanted to meet Gadar Pandit. He went there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by the time Srinivas Acharya reached Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already completed his pastime and Nityananda Prabhu also completed. So after reaching there, he was not able to meet them, so he was in distress. Then he went to this Gopinath temple. There he took shelter of Gadar Pandit. And that time Gadar Pandit was totally feeling separation of Lord Chaitanya, and constantly the tears were flowing from his eyes. So Srinivas Acharya, he bowed down to Gadar Pandit and he introduced himself and he wanted to learn Srimad Bhagavatam. But by the time whatever script that Gadar Pandit had, that was totally vanished because of his constant tears. Then he asked, I cannot teach you Bhagavatam, you better go back and get the copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. And again he went back to Bengal and he met Narahari Sarkar and again he got another copy. By the time he came back to um, Jagannath Puri, even Gadar Pandit also left this world. So he was in great separation, but later he went to the home of other associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Puri, like Ramananda Rai, Shiki Magati, and Sarvama Bhattacharya, etc. So this Srinivas Acharya is considered to be the Gaura Shakti. Srinivas Acharya is the embodiment of the energy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then later he moved to Vrindavan. There he took the association of Gopala Bhatta Goswami and then Jiva Goswami. Under their care, he was learning. But of course, when he went back to when he has gone back to Vrindavan, he delayed because he wanted to meet the other associates in Navadip. So his journey again got delayed. Okay. So in Navadip, he met other associates. That is Srinivas Acharya's enthusiasm to associate with Lord Chaitanya's direct followers in Puri and Navadip was so overwhelming that he was unable to heed the advice of the forebears. Some say that all of this the will of providence. So later Srinivas Acharya took initiation from Gopala Bhatta Goswami and then he in Mayapur he met Vishnupriya Devi and he was very astounded to see the austerity of Vishnupriya Devi. So, okay, and then he was able to meet Janava Devi also. Srinivasa visited the house of Nityananda Prabhu in Kardaha, where Janava Devi and her son Veerabhadra were there, and others they greeted him and they considered him to be the part of their family. But later, Janava Devi encouraged him to go to Vrindavana without delay and meet Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. Then on the way, Srinivasacharya stopped at the well-known Abhiram Thakur's house in Kanakul Krishna Nagar and delivered a letter from Janava Devi. So then Thakur greeted him with three loving lashes from extraordinary whip. So Abhiram Das Thakur is famous for the whip what he has. And then this is called Jayamangala. It bestows love of Godhead on anyone it touches. Then Abhiram Thakura, they and his wife Malini, they showed deep affection for Srinivasa. And then they blessed him and they gave him valuable instructions. Then he moved on to Katwa, where his father had seen Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, Srinivasa Acharya's father Chaitanya Das, he visited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he has taken sannyas in Katwa. So Srinivasa Acharya remembered those pastimes there. And then he has started again his journey to Vrindavan. By the time he went, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they completed their earthly pastimes. So then he has taken shelter of Jiva Goswami path. And then the story goes, it's long, and there were many books that was available there, and that has to be taken back to Bengal. So Srinivas Acharya part of that traveling party, and in Birhampur, there is on the way the books were stolen, and then he stayed back and he convinced the king and he collected. That was again a very big pastime. So I express my inability to continue. I hope I can complete here. Hare Krishna.
Did you say you have some more thing to continue? If so, you can.
Once again. I don't know the full pastimes. He in fact saved those books from the king in a place called Birhampur, and then he got back those books to Bengal. So that's it. Sorry. Anyway, thanks for the opportunity. Sorry for taking your time. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nice. We haven't heard Mataji. I'm hearing for the first time. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. I have heard of puppies being delivered by Gauranga, heard a dog being delivered by Gauranga, a tiger and elephants, does being delivered, wild animals. But today I'm hearing for the first time Parameshwari Das Thakur delivering a fax Leela. Sorry, Fox Leela. That is nice. Yeah, Radharaman, yes, I remember the Radharaman. Generally, the standard is very, very high. A year back, when we happened to visit that temple, by the great fortune blessings of Guru and Krishna, that we were allowed to go inside the kitchen. Generally, they are very, very orthodox and things like that. If I remember right, maybe I don't know if Radhika is on call. They don't switch off the firewood. It will continuously be going on. They never put out the fire. That I remember. Thank you, Ma. Thank you. Anything else? Others can comment.
Just a quick question. In the text on the WhatsApp, it was saying Parameshwari Das Thakur. I think it is Parameshwar Das Thakur.
You are on mute. Prem Bhakti, you are on mute.
Oh, sorry.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, it is mentioned in the Vaishnava calendar. So from that only I took that name, Parameshwari.
In fact, it is mentioned both as Parameshwari Das Thakur and Parameshwara Das Thakur. Both names are there.
In our group, we have Parameshwar Gaura Prabhu and Geeta Parameshwari Mataji.
Here in the Vaishnava calendar, it is mentioned as Parameshwari Das Thakur, but in the description, it is mentioned as Parameshwar Das Thakur. In Gaudiya Vaishnava, all contradiction can always exist.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
பிரபு
So
நீங்க
they
வந்து
say,
என்ன சொல்றது, பை ஒன் கெட் ஒன் ஃப்ரீ மாதிரி பை ஒன் கொடுத்துட்டு கெட் 3 ஃப்ரீ கொடுத்துட்டீங்க. என்னால வந்து கோப்ப பண்ணவே முடியல. ஐ ட்ரைட் மை பெஸ்ட், தட்ஸ் ஆல். ஸோ எல்லாம் அரைகுறையா சொல்லி முடிச்சாச்சு.
Hare Krishna. Actually, they say when it rains, it pours. So today it really poured. There was such an amazing shower of wonderful kathas. And actually, we were hoping that it will never end. But you are so time conscious. You have to cut
I'm not
everything
so
for the
time
time.
conscious. I'm not so time conscious. I don't have much to, I have not prepared much to express.
That is your humility. So actually, it was so nectarian. And when we speak about Srinivasa Acharya, we immediately remember the Shadgoswami Ashtagam. He gave us this immortal line, Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghu Yugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau. One line we remember all the 6 Goswamis. So thank you very much, Mataji. It was really so wonderful, so uplifting to listen to the class. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
I would like to thank Ranga Prabhu for initiating this. When you started this particular program, I was wondering how can we are going to accommodate this with all other online, offline classes. But somehow by your purity, this is going on well. And thanks, because on this auspicious day, we were able to meditate on those great acharyas. So which will definitely nourish our bhakti. Hare Krishna.
All glories to Guru and Gauranga. Thank you.
Thank you for tolerating me. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. I hope. Shall we end the class or is there anything else? Kalanidhi Babu, shall we end? Is it okay?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you.
Sharing
you.
means sharing. Nobody is sharing. The others should share, actually. Everyone should say something about what they are lesson that they are carrying from this, what they are hearing. It's very important to participate.
No other hand raise and no other unmute.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Please forgive
Vancha
me for my
kalpataru.
inability to not able to present it on a proper order. It was here and there mismatch. Sorry for that.
Tadvag Visargo, Janataga Viplo, Yasmin Pratishlogam Avadavadi Api, Namani Ananta Sedogirianiyat, Shinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Sadavaha. So that answers your question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha padidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda K Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.